Hey guys, it's Eric. I'm back here in Pennsylvania. Opening the trout season starts within a week of this video dropping. So today I want to give you guys my top 5 artificial spinning tackle trout options to use. You know, some people use live bait, which is perfectly fine. You choose to do that. Some people fly fish, but some guys are in the middle. You know, they don't really want to fish live bait, but they don't want to drop the money on fly setups. That's kind of where I'm at. So this is what I fish with. Honorable mention for me, excuse me. One of Kevin's favorites, the Phoebe. Just pretty much on a straight retrieve, maybe a little bit of action. Just a subtle turn, not a whole lot of vibration. Kind of works better for a reaction bait in clear water. Caught trout on this over the years, so honorable mention for me is the Phoebe. Primarily the black and gold. Number 5 for me, and some people might think this is low, but just stay with me here. The inline spinner. This happens to be one made by Summit Park Spinners, Jason Weller in Selinsgrove area. Check him out, and makes really good stuff. I think this is just a French blade here. Gold blade with just a little bit of white in the red hook. Do pretty well on that. In stained water, stained or muddy, seems to be the best conditions for these. So that's one of those baits I have on those conditions. So number 5 for me, inline spinner. Number 4 for me, this is a bait that you guys have seen actually put to work on video on this channel back in the Dulfer Outdoors days, when Kevin and I actually fished Lowestock Creek, and I caught nice 18 and change rainbow on this exact bait right here on my second cast of the day. And that is the Yo-Zuri pin minnow. Now, what I like about this bait is, compared to all the other hard baits you've seen, and even more so than the Phoebe, this is a bait that can work in both clear and stained water. Just a natural bait fish profile. This is actually the brown trout pattern, so it gives that imitation of like a fried trout, or just any bait fish in general. And just, you can actually, this is actually pretty heavy. It's probably about 1/8 to 1/4 ounce. So on trout tap, you can bomb this pretty far in 6-pound fluorocarbon line, either straight retrieve or a stop and go. Those are what I use for those. So very good bait for me over the years. So number 4 on my list, the Yo-Zuri pin minnow. Number 3 on my list, this is my favorite stained muddy water bait for trout ever since I've been fishing. I've caught a lot of good ones over the years on it, just both size and quantity. And that is the Rapala Countdown. Old school bait. The main colors I like in this bait are black and gold for sunny days, silver and gold for cloudy days, and occasionally like a rainbow trout color if you are fishing a more stained to clear water. Those are the 3 colors that are really gonna do well for you, as well as brown trout. So probably 4. If I had to pick 3, I'd probably take the brown trout over the rainbow trout. But the Countdown's been a great bait for me over the years. So number 3 on my list, the Rapala Countdown. Now before I get to number 1 and 2, that's the end of the hard baits on this list, because the reality of the situation is, for trout, you know, you're gonna have, like, you know, rain hit and you're getting high water for typically 3 to 5 days at the max, but most of the time you're fishing low clear water for trout, especially when you get into the month of May, when a lot of anglers are off the water. So number 2 on my list is a soft plastic bait, and that's the Gulp minnow. I prefer the 2.5 inch size here. My biggest gripe with these is not their effectiveness, it's more so their packaging is horrible and leaks really bad, so that's why it's in a Ziploc bag. The 3 main colors I use are Emerald Shiner, Smelt, and Tennessee Shad, Watermelon Pearl. Sorry about that, Watermelon Pearl. Watermelon Pearl is normally what I use in clear water. It's actually the same bait I caught gold rainbow trout on Pine Creek on a couple years ago. And then the Emerald Shiner and the Smelt are pretty much the same. If I had to pick one, I'd say the Smelt. I just happen to have these, I think, because they were out of stock of the Emerald Shiner. They work a little better in the stained water, just because it's a little darker profile. So number 2 on my list, Gulp minnow. Now number 1 on my list is a bait that much less care and maintenance like that, but when these fish are picky in the clear water, they just work, and even in crazy colors. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is stock trout, but I've caught wild browns on these before too. So number 1 on my list is the Berkeley Power Bait Trout Worm. This is there's 3 inches centimeter. I think these come in about, I think, like 3 to 4 inches. I usually break these in half, so I think I'm usually fishing 2-inch. I fish them wacky style. I just hook right in the middle. I have my split shot up, just like I do with the gulp, with the split shot about 1 foot to 2 up. Just drift it down. This is my favorite color. Probably my favorite color for gin clear water is the cheese. If you're into the stained water more, I like the bubblegum pink better, but bubblegum has worked for me in clear water. But these are a killer. And of course, oddly enough, these are the most inexpensive baits per bait on the list, although obviously you go through a lot more of these than you do the hard baits. So that's my top 5 with an honorable mention for top spinning tackle trout baits. Did I miss any? Do you like what I said? Drop a comment, let me know. And good luck out there in the water this season.